Hello, team, and welcome to the Road to Star Rally Sheet. We are going to tune up our skills and race to the star. Do you notice the theme? Let me explain. So, this tracker will be given to each student, and this tracker serves as the foundation of our WINN writing plan, providing students with a consistent daily structure that highlights their own growth. Each day maintains a set rhythm, starting with a mechanics warm up, followed by a focus skills lesson, a speed check, and concluding with a one sentence reflection. Fridays are purposely different because of our required plan, right? Students will select a workshop based on their data from the week. They will be doing a self reflection, check in, and then based on that self reflection, they will be doing a workshop. And I'll explain that in a moment. Our aim is progress, not perfection. We want students to recognize their needs and advocate for them. So students are encouraged to embrace challenged learning opportunities throughout this plan. So let's get started. So Learning Lap 1 is start strong with a mechanics warm-up. Lap 1 is our daily start strong routine. Students warm up with quick editing, revising, and grammar practice in a STAAR-based passage, of course. Some of these daily revising are open-ended, so we'll be practicing SER and ECR at the same time, primarily on Fridays. And you'll see here, even on Tuesday, we have an open-ended. So this will serve as a check-in for the instructors in the room to monitor where the students are so we can guide them and identify quickly who needs our support that day. These warm-up uses a single passage for the whole week, but the questions change daily. That helps students go deeper instead of starting over every day on a new task. This independent work, time for students, and monitoring time for teachers. We're circulating, checking packets, and supporting where needed. However, we are only giving supports according to their IEP because we want them to make their mistakes, identify their mistakes, and then we can help them learn from their mistakes. So this is not a time to show students how to do this. It's a time to see how they do it, and then we'll guide them from there. We're going to wrap back around this piece as a reflection. And most importantly, with Lap 1, this is the launch of the daily learning laps. So it is imperative that teachers and students start on time immediately. No matter what's going on, students need to start on time every day. Let's look at the next lap. Lap 2 will be the skills focus, the whole group, and this explicitly goes along with our required plan. So Monday, you'll see we're having a revising rally. This interactive teacher-driven lesson will focus explicitly on revising already written text using STAAR release paragraphs so students learn to identify and analyze these types of questions. So they'll be learning revising skills in this step on an already written text. On Tuesday, we'll be doing an editing engine check where students are expected to edit drafts using standard English conventions. And again, this is an interactive teacher-driven lesson that will focus explicitly on this day on editing. So we're going to separate and explicitly teach revising and editing separate on these 2 days so students can learn to identify what these questions are as well as how they're going to respond and work on these questions. All right. And then Wednesday, we move into our SER speed lap. And in this SER speed lap, this, again, is an interactive lesson. I say that because we're going to be having the lessons, not just the students watching us, but they'll be interacting as we go. So in this quick 30 minutes, they're going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting with support, all right, and feedback and refinement. So these are going to be very important 30-minute power-packed lessons. On Thursday, we will do an ECR build and boost lap, and we'll shift our focus into the building blocks of an ECR, extending from what we know about an SCR and into the building blocks of an ECR. And then on Friday, this is the important part, the driver's pit reflection workshop. This is going to allow that self-reflection that students are required to do to be formalized and planned for and intentional. So as soon as the students complete their Friday warm-up, that's going to be an SCR and ECR, they're going to immediately be able to use their tracker with all of those pieces of evidence from the daily reflections and their Friday reflection to hopefully identify what area they need the most help with. And teachers, all of us, to include support personnel and anyone else on deck, are going to have ready these workshops. So if there's 20 students in a classroom and 2 support people, well, that can be 2 small groups of 10, maybe on revising editing skills and maybe on writing skills, depending on what the students need. But the key here is that we, as the coaches, already have the mini lessons ready for those pop-up workshops. All right? Based on what we reviewed from the students' work every week. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. So let's jump to the last lap. So this is lap 3, speed check. And this will be a daily reflection, and this is what's going to be important for us to monitor. That is why we are having students do their reflection activity in Snorkel, because then everybody can see the Snorkel work that they're doing, as well as the student can receive immediate feedback and reflect on their feedback. This way they don't have to wait until we can grade their papers on Friday and finally get back to them. They're receiving feedback every single day. We are receiving their work and their voice every single day. So you can see here, I have already added 3 of us as co-teachers. I need Ms. Pichardo to create a Snorkel account, please, and then I'll be able to add you. As soon as we review this together, I will share this class also with the other grade level team members so they can review not only their students' work, but see examples of all students' work. And then we can work together to best support our student needs. So that was a lot. And I'm sorry I talked so fast. I just didn't want to make this a 20-minute recording. But this is what I'm doing now, creating those daily whole group lessons that I will share with the other teachers, and we'll discuss how we're going to share those, how those are going to be delivered, but I'm going to create them and then we'll see. I will create the WINN trackers. They're already created. We just need copies. So Miss Maybury has agreed to choose and prepare those student warm-up copies for their lap 1. All teachers will need to review the lesson and that warm-up before that day so we know the intended outcome. All right. The timeline for this, 3A is starting tomorrow. This way I can get my class through probably a whole week before anyone else starts, so I can adjust timings and see what's not happening right in the flow of the race. All right. So the tentative date for others to start needs to be decided by you, the coaching team, and admin. So that wraps up our Race to the Star, Road to the Star rally sheet for WINN time. Please let me know if you have any questions. And as I start tomorrow, I'll let you know what isn't working with the plan or what is, and we can maybe go faster. So thank you.